Hello everyone, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Folu and this is Get Candid with Folu, where we talk about everyday life issues. I bring in my personal opinion and that of any invited guests on the show. On today's episode, we have two invited guests. I'm going to let them introduce themselves very shortly, but these are people that I've known since the 90s. We went to secondary school together and we've just had friendships that have been cultivated through the years. So the topic really is going to be about, cultivating friendships. Is it better when it's longer, or should newer friendships be cultivated? But yeah, I'm going to let you guys introduce yourselves. I'm going to start with the lady.
I am just Damilola. Hi.
Hi, Damilola. Welcome to the show.
And I'm Bemileke Oscar Onyiso. Thanks, Folu, for having me. Sorry, we're laughing. There was a lot that happened before we started recording. So I'm just trying to calm down. But thanks
Media personality extraordinaire.
That's right. Leke, he goes by Oscar now, but it's hard for us to call him Leke. Those of us that have known him through the years, it's hard for us to call him Oscar. So, he goes by Oscar. Most people know him as Oscar, but Leke, we went to school together. Yes, there's an inside joke of Leke, sir. I'll tell you a little bit about that.
No,
actually, yes, I will. I'll tell you what happened. So Leke joined, we all went to Olashore International School. Shout out to OIS. And Leke joined in GSS2, I think it was.
GS3.
GSS3, was it GSS3?
Yeah, it was
Interesting. So Leke joined in GSS3, but he had been in the UK. So he had started his secondary school in the UK. So anytime he came to in class, whenever the teacher would say, new student, ask for his name. What's your name? He'll say, Leke, sir. Leke, sir. So at some point,
I was brought up to people like, Leke, sir.
Leke, sir. So for a very long time, we all used to call him Leke, sir. Leke, sir. But we don't even, the phone is no longer there now.
What did you say? What did you say?
So yeah, that's Leke, sir. But anyway, so we want to talk about, we've known each other for a very, very long time. We've known each other for longer, more than half of our years, right?
Yeah,
yes.
more than half actually.
Yes, more than half of our years. Obviously, it's not like we've been...
It's been off and on.
Exactly. But we've cultivated those friendships. We've kind of stayed in touch. Sometimes we stay out of touch. But
sometimes we MC their weddings.
Oh yeah, he did MC my wedding. He definitely did. Yes. So, guys, what do you think? Do you think that, let's just jump right into it. Do you think that...
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But maybe we should ask, are we actually friends? The three of us are sisters. I know me and you are friends. You and Leke are probably friends, but me and Leke we're not.
We're advanced
You can't call each other friends.
Advanced
Right.
acquaintances. So the friendship part has a lot to do with shared experiences. So in that regard, you're right. Our shared experiences is like school.
Yeah, but even there, were we friends with Olashore? I don't think so.
My Olashore, my secondary school days, I was very vocal. I think. I was friends with everyone. I got along with everyone. But you were quiet in school.
You were quiet.
You were quiet
You were
in
quiet.
school.
I know, I'm still quiet. But
Yes.
I'm not quiet though.
No, she's still considerably quiet.
With what I've just seen before the camera rolled. But I think it's a good question. It's a very valid question. I think there's mutual respect for one another. I have that for you. There are common friends. Friends we have in common. I have that with you. But in terms of, will I say, intimate... So if you call me, for example, to MC your wedding, if you call me out for certain favors...
I did call you to MC your wedding.
Yeah, I was laying it for you so that you can discuss it.
And Leke told me that it doesn't do such.
I MC events. For those who do not know, it's one of my favorite hobbies to do. And they say if you know how to do something for free, it's better you get paid. So... I have certain types of events I do. And Dami reminded me of a conversation we had about her sister's wedding, right?
Yes, I called Leke and asked him if he would do it, and he, in not so many words, told me he doesn't do such.
I said, I don't do weddings. I don't do weddings.
I heard I don't do such.
And I offered that, let me know. This is my conversation, because I can't remember exactly, but this is the line of my conversation. If I can't be available, I'll recommend those who are good in it. So I don't lie to myself. People that MC weddings require, there's a certain type of energy that they need, and they need to carry the crowd along. That I don't do. So I'm not going to, under the guise of wanting to fulfill your request, now put myself in a position to make that wedding a terrible memory. And wedding is once, you don't do that again. So I offer you?
I don't hold it against you.
Okay, let's forgive and move on from.
No, I didn't offend her.
This is the second time she's mentioned this in
but
this past.
A good friend would say it. That's the
okay.
A good friend would actually voice it, and
Yeah.
I asked for the dates of the wedding and if she would not mind me recommending. So what I normally do is I'll recommend an MC, some from my school because I train MCs, and sometimes I even pay for that MC and gift it to the couple. Do you get? But you didn't get back to me, so and there are a lot of conversations that happen. So, but I'll MC your wedding. I'm saying it categorically now.
Yeah, it's online.
If I'm available.
No, you can't put that now. You can't put that now. You already said you would MC her wedding.
Even Follow asked for that, and I think the friendship is about the quality of friendship. There's some people that will call me from school, university, and they're like, "Oh, I need to do this. I don't need to know what you're doing, whether we've exchanged messages in a day or two." And we can all attest to friendships like that. People that you might not have heard for in a year, 2 years, but once they call you, you show up. So friendship is showing up. You get friendship is being there. So in that regard, I think we're friends, and I still owe you the MC.
Okay.
Over to you, host.
Okay. Yeah, but you've not really answered the question that I asked. My question was about, I know you were saying that, like, are we friends and things like that, and I think you've kind of addressed that right now, right?
Well, we're not enemies, that's for sure.
We're advanced acquaintances.
Yes, that's you and Licky.
Yes.
You and I are friends. Licky and I are friends.
You guys were bunkmates, right?
We were roommates.
roommates.
What do you mean bunkmates? We didn't even have bunks.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Bunk is,
So
we didn't have bunk in our school, sorry.
yeah, we were roommates. Anyway.
That's how we roll.
So what do you think? I mean, personally, I feel like friendships that I've had for such a long time have stood the test of time. I've met people recently that, it's been wonderful and it feels like I've known them for a long time. There's a particular friend I met at work and we're pretty good and we're solid. But I truly feel like most of my friends that I gel with the most are people that I've known from my childhood days. Primary school, secondary school. I have some university friends, but I would say if I were to count most of my closest friends on my fingertips, they will be secondary school people.
And there are also other factors. So like me, I moved around a lot.
Okay.
In those years, I moved from Ibadan to Lagos. I moved from Lagos to London. So I was never really in a place long enough to establish certain friendship. The longest I've stayed is in school. That's Olasore. And I have a couple of people. Olamide Ogundule, one of my very good friends, also just did his 40th in SA. I was there, met other. So it's very contextual. But I think the fundamental part is every friendship has its own genesis. I think you guys both live in Ibadan too. You get, so proximity is it's also a factor.
Yeah.
One of the oldest friends that I know from my primary school, Dami and Dari Job.
Dari Job went to Olasore, didn't he?
Yeah, but they also went to my primary school in Ibadan.
Oh, interesting.
So I've known them from way back, and Dari is into like advertising and stuff, and we're in the same kind of industry. So myself and Dari Job, so Dari and Dami, is the elder brother is Dami, from All Saints Primary School in Ibadan. And we've known each other, and that was I was probably 8 years. So those are probably the longest people that I know. But Dari is the kind of guy that if he calls me up, we've done events together, I've emceed for him, we've produced stuff together, and we are not seen in a while before then, but we know we got each other's back. And the dynamics for male friendship, I think, is very different from female.
100%.
So guys are very simple. Call up where you day, you move. And there's some people that come to mind for certain things. So if you're, when you're planning for your wedding, for example, she was a factor. It's a given. If it's business, you probably have another type of friend for that. If it's holidays, there are very few friends that fit into all the aspects of your life. You get, so There's some people that I call when it's time for certain things because they are good in it, one, and we have a very good understanding. If you had $1 million and you wanted to invest in certain businesses, which friends would you call?
I don't know.
Well, if I had $1 million, it was a kind of business. Obviously, since I want to invest, it would be people that either I have worked with before or I have seen that are building
Or they've
something.
proven themselves in those areas?
Well, yeah, well, yes, I guess. Or if I've seen that, they're building something that requires investment. I mean,
My point is just basically that you have different friends, different people for different aspects of your life. I'm a strong believer that no one person can give it all to you.
yes.
Whether it's a friend or a partner, we derive our strengths from different types of relationships that we have. You get so
Yes.
friendship for me is a very broad definition.
Yeah, but I believe that the beauty of, or maybe, for instance, our friendship, where we've been friends for so long and, we've been friends through different phases.
Yeah.
Even though there might be some interests that we have that might differ,
Are different.
it won't mean that,
They're less of a friend.
no, not that. I would still hope that I'll be transparent enough to, we may not be able to share the experience together, but I can tell her about it, for instance.
Sure, of course.
Not,
Of course.
yeah.
Of course, it's very difficult to have one definition for friendship. There's friendship, there's good friends, there's confidant. There are different layers to it. But for the sake of this, I think you're talking about friendships that you've had over a period of time from like school days.
Yeah. So, Damilola, tell me, how do you feel about your friendships? Which ones do you think that are, kind of like what I just said, how I described and talked about the friendships, the longer ones, and the ones that I just met? What would you say? What's your take on that?
I actually have friends from, if I were to count on one hand, like maybe, I don't know, maybe 5 of my closest friends. Some of them, a lot of them would be from like 20 some years ago. But there are still quite a few that are from like 3, 4, 5 years ago.
Okay.
I think it goes back to what Lekki said about we shared an experience together.
Right.
And because of that, it's probably a traumatic experience. But because of that experience, we got through that experience. We have now built a friendship. Yeah, a friendship on that. But I mean, just like you said, it's not. It's everything is intentional. Like you have to be consistent just because again, because obviously that some of those experiences I share with other people,
Right.
but I'm not close friends with those people.
Yeah.
There's a small group that I have kept in touch with. I've visited their homes, they visited my home, like
Right.
things like that. So,
Funny you should mention homes. Like, can you consider someone a friend if you've not been to their house?
no.
Can you have somebody who's a friend but you've not actually been to their literally home?
I guess
I have a
not.
friend whose house I have not been to.
I don't think I have a friend that I've not been to their house.
No.
I don't. Not unless, yeah. I mean, of course, there are friends that have now since relocated and stuff like that, but otherwise, I don't believe that I have a friend that I have not been to their house. No.
Yeah, so how would you, you asked that question and what came to my mind, when we were growing up and you want to go and visit somebody and then your mother will ask you, or you say somebody's your friend, do you know where that person lives? How can you call that person your friend?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't, and the same thing, I won't invite anybody to my
your space.
yeah, if we are actually not friends.
Got it.
Like
Yeah.
you just can't come.
Right. So, I mean, there was one episode where I was talking about just part of my culture shock here and the fact that colleagues, people, there's like a delineation between work colleagues and friends. Meanwhile, I mean, again, I have friends that were cultivated at work back home in Nigeria, but here it's just so,
Stark.
yeah, it's like,
Straightforward.
yeah, we're co-workers. That's what it is.
Don't go beyond
Yeah, we're not friends, which was a big shock for me because I expected that we would become friends from working together and things like that.
And that was what I was saying, that it's very contextual. Sometimes when I talk about this friendship thing, it's not how long, but how well. I think with time, you realize that it's how well the friendship is, and you shouldn't feel guilt-tripped into holding on to friendships that have expired, not because you hate them, but life just moved on. So the culture shock, I think, is one that I experienced as well, where some people, they give you all that energy. Once it's 5 o'clock,
They turn it off.
Yes, it's done.
and not to cross that.
Yeah.
Not to.
And it's so huge here too. Yeah, I mean, very recently, my husband was going to go for his high school reunion. So he had two choices. There's this friend that he's known for a very long time whose father passed away, and the funeral was the same weekend as his high school or his secondary school reunion. I hate to say high school because we don't use high school in Nigeria. So
Secondary
so as his secondary school reunion. So he was in a bit of a quagmire, and he's like, okay, should I go for that? I've not seen this guy in a long time. I want to, that friendship kind of just fizzled out, but I want to,
Be there.
because he was big
Broken
for
up.
me, So I want to go there. He actually wanted to go surprise him. Or should I go for my secondary school reunion? And he asked me that question, and I said, you can do both. Because one was in Shaki, and one was in Ibadan. It's a bit of a distance, really,
Like,
but
how long is Shaki from?
it's like 2.5 hours, 3 hours.
Right,
Yes,
right.
yes. Shaki to Ibadan. So I said, well, go for the waykeeping, because I think that
Yes.
you can cultivate both relationships.
Yeah.
You want to be there for him, do that. But there are going to be people that you haven't seen in, because it was like their 40th reunion. Well, so he's not that old. The 40th reunion, I have to put that caveat.
Context.
They did the reunion from when they entered school, which I don't know. I don't know how they did that, because I thought that reunion was calculated from when you
you graduate.
graduate. But they did it from the year they started. So he started secondary school in 84. So that's when they did the reunion. I know, right? That's when.
Are you doing the maths?
Yeah. So, right, anyway. So, anyway, so, yeah. So, and I said, well, you will meet people that you've not seen in 30-something odd years, that you might be able to recultivate those friendships.
That's at the reunion.
At the reunion. So I think you should do both. And he did both. And really, he was very, very glad that he went for that reunion, because he then has started cultivating some of those friendships again, because they've known each other forever, and they feel like, wow, I can trust you. I know you. You know, we started together. So, I don't know.
I'm very
I have a
envious.
question. I have a question. Okay, no, make your comment first.
No, I'm very envious of people who have been able to do that. You know, I told you I move around in my youth days and all that stuff. I moved around a lot. So when I see guys or ladies who have been able to hold on to that, I think it's a beautiful thing, and I think it's a rarity. So I celebrate that whenever I get a chance to. And it also makes me want to even cultivate it more. Like me and Dan now, we can go out for coffee after this.
Right.
On your dime, though.
What was your question?
So, going from your example,
Right.
If there was, let's say we had the Olashiri 2001 reunion happening on a day, let's say December in Lagos, right? And on the same day, you had a semi-advanced acquaintance's wedding, or, you know, maybe a family member's funeral on the same day. It doesn't matter whether it is they are both on the island in Lagos, or it doesn't matter. They are both on the same day, and you cannot go for both. Which would you go for?